Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Hall, and this is your new moon reading with spiritual guidance spanning from March 24th through April 6th, 2020. The cosmic energy will be nothing short of powerful as we enter into this new moon cycle, and its theme is deep karmic healing. Our new moon is in the sign of Aries, with a strong energetic tie to Chiron, which is the astral body that represents the archetype of the wounded healer. This energy is here to expose karmic wounds so that we may heal them and then journey deeper into empathy, wisdom, and compassionate love for ourselves and the whole of the global human family. The theme of karmic healing is deepened even further by a strong influence coming in from Lilith. Lilith is considered a black moon. It's an invisible center of gravity in space that pulls at our moon when it's at its farthest distance away from the Earth. In terms of cosmic energy, you can think of Lilith at the level of consciousness as a force that helps to suction the energy of fear out from the subconscious layers of the world, moving that fear to the surface for clearing. So in effect, this is a time for facing fear. When Chiron and Lilith combine, some astrologers compare these energies to the archetypes of Christ and Mary Magdalene, a sacred mystical union of energies that navigate humanity's darkest recesses of suffering in order to rise to its highest peaks of divine realization. This archetypal concept of the mystical union of a divine masculine and feminine character whose story involves a journey into darkness or death so as to achieve some kind of healing or rebirth is actually quite common across many mythologies. We see this in ancient Sumerian mythology, in the myth of the descent of the goddess Inanna, the Egyptian myth of Isis and Osiris, and the Greek myth of Persephone, for a few examples. I mention these because such archetypes are universal within the human experience. In our world, we often seem to face the darkness of the unknown or the fear of death in order to achieve a more profound and fully realized awareness of the light, to achieve wisdom, healing, or the creation of something new. This Chiron-Lilith energy is contributing to guiding the collective human spirit through just such a dark night of the soul. A dark night of the soul is a collapse of one's previous perception regarding what is meaningful, and thereby what then structures our priorities, values, and way of life. It's an eruption of the illusions we once clung to in order to create comfort in the face of fear of the unknown. This kind of breakdown is not a bad thing, though certainly you could react with fear or plunge into doubt or suffering as a result of radical changes. You don't need to, because you have complete power over how you react to everything that you meet in your life. The breakdown of illusions and the breakdown of fragile forms of temporary earthly comforts is in fact a powerful opportunity to deepen one's strength and rise into transcendent faith and higher spiritual awareness. The Lilith energy is an aspect of the divine feminine that encourages us to dive into the unknown, to surrender our comfort zones and embrace what seems to be chaos, but in fact is merely the current of nature. And of course, the current of nature is always held in a state of perfect divine order and harmony. Lilith is an energy that asks us to take a leap of faith into that unknown sea of energy that seems to be bigger than the scope of your control and understanding. And then the Chiron energy is what catches you once you make that leap of faith. Chiron is here to guide us to take responsibility for the world that we've created around ourselves. And in taking responsibility, we claim the power to change it. Chiron guides us to do our life's work. Though we may not have every answer, this force guides us to continue doing the next right thing. And according to the angels, as we progress in rising to meet challenges by doing the best we know how with intentions of love, we will be met with a great divine nurturing energy. The spirit world is pouring out love and nurturing now, and you can align with it simply by quieting your heart and your mind and holding the intention to receive it. Though chaos and fear may be in the air, so too are healing and magic. Which would you like to focus on? You get to choose. You are the author of your story, and the universe is providing you with all the pen, paper, and inspiration that you could ever need to write it. And this is true, of course, not only in our own individual lives, but also in the collective and the global human story. As we know, our world is currently facing a pandemic and fear is rampant. The current energy asks us to rise to the occasion given these challenges, to do what is necessary to protect ourselves, our loved ones, and the overall health of our society. However, we are being given an incredible opportunity to respond to these changes, these challenges, not with fear, panic, or the spreading of desperation, but instead to respond with peace, faith, hope, and radical love for one another. Though there may seem to be many things outside of the scope of our control in this global situation, you do have the power to choose what happens inside of your heart and mind. And your personal, conscious contribution to the collective spiritual energy that we all share can make a huge difference in spreading peace and well-being. So hold space for peace and love, and affirm and believe in your safety and well-being while taking action steps, of course, that assure it. At a collective level, humanity is experiencing an increased awareness of our karmic wounds, an awareness of where the functioning of our societies may not be in alignment with the public good, an overall standard of goodness and well-being, by the way, that we are very much capable of manifesting if we chose to. At a personal level, some of us may be facing an awareness of wounds related to our parents, to the generations that came before us, and what we have inherited from them. This increased awareness of these collective karmic wounds and imbalances is making many of us more sensitive to the pain of them. But this is illuminating because it gives us the opportunity not to allow such imbalances to hide beneath the surface, but rather to be expressed and understood until we arrive together in a deep place of empathy, an empathy that hones our consciousness so that together we can arrive at all of the ideas and creations necessary to balance ourselves and our world. This is not the time to go into self-pity or victimhood, but rather a time to arise with compassion, hope, and strength. Because what we build now has the power to define us for many years to come. You see, the energy cycle that we are now in actually began, I'll remind you, germinating during our most recent eclipse season with the solar eclipse of December 26th in 2019 and then the lunar eclipse of January 10th in 2020. This was a time in which we were setting the stage and taking little collective baby steps towards an awakening that would help us essentially reorganize our lives, or at a collective level reorganize the order of the global overculture in favor of deeper empathy and well-being. This energy cycle became even more powerfully activated on January 12th, 2020, during the important Saturn-Pluto conjunction that many astrologers had been strongly discussing for years, actually. Very important moment. And this energy cycle will be continuing and helping us to rebuild our foundation, especially at the level of our perception of things like government, society, organization, lifestyle, and empathy, how empathy affects all of that for all of 2020. Remember, the theme for this year is building. And sometimes in order to build something new, you often have to do hard work, or perhaps even clear, release, or destroy something to make room for that important work. The angels are here for us throughout any and all challenges we might face. And they want us to know that holding on to patience, faith, hope, and love will be paramount to receiving the highest possible blessings through the current energy. Now, it's also worth mentioning that this new moon comes to us after the equinox, which is energetically a time of balance, a time of year when the hours of daylight are equal to the hours of night, a time that signifies a shift in the season and a reset. This is a good time, given any changes you're seeing in your life or the world around you, to set intentions. So create space for something new, creative, or healing to arrive. Pray, affirm, meditate. The energy of balance is yours to dance with and wield, and you get to be the art and artistry with it, the artist. Yes, the equinox this year is bathed in an intense energy, like the rocking of a boat, but this is what is helping us to reset things. So, if you have any creative ideas, stay positive, remain focused, work on birthing those new ideas into the world. Or do whatever other work you feel is the most right, uplifting, necessary, and important now. Hard work, responsibility, and creativity are really highly rewarded at this time in the current energy and will yield incredibly nurturing, healing, and strengthening results. Protect the presence of love and peace in our global collective. Share your nurturing and healing with those around you in any way you can. The angels will be with you in this effort, helping you to bring more light into the world. Let's go ahead and turn over some cards for further guidance. In honor of the Lilith moon, today I'm going to be working with the Divine Feminine Oracle by Megan Watterson. Our first card is Kali, the Mother of the Universe. Kali. Wow, what an incredibly powerful goddess to come forward for our first card. And what a very appropriate energy for expressing our current times. Kali is a goddess of the Hindu tradition and is known as a goddess of destruction. She embodies a powerful wake-up call to help us get aligned with the harmony of the universe. Humanity has a funny way of constantly trying to swim upstream of nature's energy. Instead of moving with the cycles of Mother Nature, for example, we often fight against them. Instead of trusting the divine flow of life's forces, we often try to control them out of fear. Kali is here to express that it is time for us to awaken and release or destroy things that are not serving us. Kali's name comes from a Sanskrit word meaning the fullness of time. She is the force of beginnings, birthing new life, and endings or death. She is the part of us and the universal human experience that is undeniable, that part of us that must eventually answer to the inevitability of death, of time, which is a force, by the way, that delivers us back to our source, benevolent force, back to the eternal light of perfection, back to truth, back to all-encompassing love. This energy is, therefore, though extreme and powerful, and a huge wake-up call, loving and protecting of our true divine nature as beings of love. So what's trying to get your attention in your life right now? What is it that might be rocking the boat for you? Where is life maybe asking you to wake up, shake off the cobwebs, and get to work aligning yourself with harmony and balance? Answer that call, and you'll likely find something that will help to transform you in a positive, healing, and empowering way. Our second card is Sekhmet, the Red Lady. Sekhmet. Okay, we have yet another very intense, powerful energy coming in with this card. Sekhmet is a goddess of the Egyptian tradition. She is the embodiment of the strength that is found when we face and channel profound emotion, intensity. This card appears as a sign that it's possible that some of us might have some big feelings this moon cycle, perhaps some fear, anger, or worry. But remember this, these emotions are not fact. Like the rising waves of a storm at sea, they are merely a product of the weather. And behind the clouds, the blue sky and the sun are constantly shining. Sekhmet is a symbol reminding us to be the captains of our own ships through such emotional storms. Don't let yourself get tossed in the big waves. Instead, hold on to the wheel. Let your passions and your convictions, instead of drowning you, empower you to make great strides. Use this energy to protect what is right and good and to destroy fear and limitation. You have the potential to become highly impassioned and motivated to purify and heal your life. Use this passion to build boundaries against fear and to build safe, protective space around the consciousness of love. Our third card is Queen Esther, the Morning Star. Queen Esther. Queen Esther is a figure who comes to us from the Hebrew tradition. She appears as a sign that you'll be guided to take an important action step this moon cycle. So listen to your intuition. Listen to the passions and convictions that you discover in your heart of hearts. Then, take action to support and protect those things. Esther is also symbolic of divine timing. Be patient and know that when you take guided action steps, there is a higher divine plan and order at work, helping you to align with the harmony of the universe. Surrender the fears and ambitions of your ego and trust the will of the divine. As you both pray and take action to uplift your life this moon cycle, hold the affirmation in your heart, God's will be done. Or in other words, I release the lower limited perception and aim of my ego and choose to trust and allow a higher divine flow, even if what arrives is different than the expectations of my ego. Trust and have faith during these times, my friends. The angels, along with all of heaven, are with us now as we move through this cycle of rebalancing, awakening, and rebuilding. Have faith. Hold space for peace, trust, and love in your heart. And keep shining your light. Thank you so much for your beautiful presence here. It really means the world to me to be able to share with you. Thank you for liking and commenting on this video, and be sure to hit the subscribe and notification bell below. Also, do keep in touch via social media and via my newsletter, where I'll send you regular spiritual support. You'll find all of the links for all of that in the description below as well. I'd also love it if you joined me for Angel Hour on Thursday, March 26th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time on bringmetolife.com, where I'll be giving you a full hour of free angel readings, which you can be a part of if you join our chat or call or text in. I so can't wait to connect with you for that. And of course, know until next time that you are so loved and so very blessed. Be well. Goodbye.